Do you know your Dejan Kulievskis from your Robert Lewandowskis? Well, in this video, as we go around the countries of Euro 2020, we're going to take a look at the most valuable players that could be at this summer's tournament. Well, hold tight, get ready, because here we go! That's right, folks. That's with another video today. We're going to take a look at the most expensive players that could be at the Euro 2020 this coming summer. We'll get to that in just one second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, smash your subscribe button, get your back at all things Euro 2020 related, Blackburn Rovers related, football itself related, boys and girls. We're going to all here under one Rooski, that's right. Of course, the tournament is edging ever closer. Looking forward to myself, getting excited. Started to plan my agenda for when, of course, the tournament does kick off. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. And of course, make sure you check out those links in the old description, because I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitch, and again on Patreon if you want to support channel in another way, as we'll be covering the tournament quite extensively when it kicks off in June. But anyway, let's get into the old cockpit and, of course, drive this son of a bitch to our first location. So here we go, boys and girls. Here we go as we land in our first destination. It's the destination of Turkey. That's right. Coming at you out of Group A. Turkey will be their most expensive player, of course, these days is actually Kaliga Soyuncu, of course, Leicester City centre-back. He's still very, very young, only 24 years of age. He's available, well, a little bit of chunk of change, of course, for £36 million. Now, I'm getting these values off Transfermarkt, which is a fantastic website giving you updates of all kinds of stuff. So if you think I'm just pulling these figures out of thin air, no, I'm getting it from these guys. He actually makes 16 appearances this season. And of course, he is a key member of Leicester City's charge up the table. So the key man, or at least the most expensive player, currently in the books for Turkey's national side, is Kaliga Soyuncu, of course. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the other team, the Group A opposition. We're heading over to for Turkey's opposition, and it will be Italy. That's right, over in Group A. And their most expensive player these days, believe it or not, is Federico Chiesa. He's actually on the books of Juventus. Is he? I think he might be here on loan. But is that right? Is he on loan? Regardless of that, he does play on the attacking. He's attacking midfield on the right-hand side. He's very, very adaptable. Still, also very, very young, 23 years of age, and he costs you around about £54 million in today's market rate. So yeah, Federico Chiesa, the most expensive or the most valuable Italian that could be at the Euros this summer. Then we head over to Wales, of course, and there was two, of course. Matey boy Aaron Ramsey was in the mix, but I'm going to go, of course, the face of the place still. Of course, he's getting on a little bit now. Gareth Bale, 31 years of age, on the books at Real Madrid, but of course out on loan over in, of course, Spurs for this season. Apparently, according to transfermarkt.co.uk, he's valued around about just £18 million. But you know what? His wages are absolutely crazy, so you have to bear that in mind if you're gonna put a fork out for the Welsh wonder that is Gareth Bale. If you hop over now, also into Group A, it is of course Switzerland, and of course as we touchdown in Vienna, maybe I think. Is that right? That's not Vienna. Wherever it is, Bern. We'll go Bern. That's the only one I can think of right now. Of course, you'll be greeted by Nico Elvedi, of course, a £28 million rated centre-back, actually on the books of Borussia Mönchengladbach. Again, youngish, 24 years of age, still got a whole world of football up ahead of him, and that will complete Group A's most expensive players. Of course, let's hop over now to Denmark over in Group B. Of course, so we're greeted by a familiar face if you follow the English game, also a familiar face if you follow Serie A. We're joined by Inter Milan's maestro in midfield, Christian Eriksen. Not really getting the game time he wants over there at the moment, but of course he might make a move this summer, maybe back to the Premier League, who knows. But he's 29 years of age, he's at his peak right here, right now, valued at around about £31.5 million. And of course plays in midfield, set piece, the dead ball specialist, and of course he's going to be leading the charge, or at least pulling the strings for Denmark when of course the tournament kicks off in June. Kicking off forward, we go to another Scandinavian country. Of course it is Finland. The key man there, of course, or the most expensive player for them would be, of course, Teemu Pukki on the books of Norwich City. Of course, are expected to make a Premiership return this He's 31 years of age. Of course, his best of years could still be ahead of him. Of course, some of the strikers these days, they reach the big room at 31, 32, and we'll see a couple of familiar faces who are around about that age as well. But Puku, of course, Pookie will be hoping to get some goals in the Premier League when of course the Canaries are expected to return. But can he get the goals in Euro 2022? Of course, some upsets for them. £6.3 million rated striker, 31, Teemu Pukki. Off we go to, of course, Belgium. That's right, and of course Belgium are tipped to do very, very well this coming tournament. And the main man, or the most expensive player for Belgium, is Kevin De Bruyne, 29 years of age, just like Eriksen in his prime, valued around about cool £90 million. Still, probably one of the best, if not the best player in the Premier League. It's a debate that I'm not going to start in this video right here, right now. Of course, plays in attacking midfield. 29 years old. He's won pretty much everything, and he could also add the European Champions League, of course, and of course the Euro 2020 to his locker if Belgium are to be successful. £19 million rated player, Kevin De Bruyne, of course, for Manchester City. Okay, let's go over, of course, to Mother Russia, and we're joined by, of course, a player playing in the books his football over in Ligue 1 for, of course, Monaco, and he seems to have been here for absolutely ages, but he's still a baby-faced assassin. Look at the state of that. Goodness gracious me. Bird's eye view of big-ass Russia. Of course, we're joined by Alexander Golovin, of course, just 24 years of age, on the books at Monaco, of course. He plays attacking midfield. £17 million will get you Alexander Golovin, and I'd like to see him play maybe a better standard of football. No disrespect to Monaco, but I think I'd love to see him in Serie A. I'd love to see him maybe in the Premier League, to get more opportunity to see him in action. Of course, played his first country 36 times, scored 5 goals so far. That's Russia's Alexander Golovin. Of course, let's take a look at the most valuable player coming out at the books. Of course, Austria. No questions asked here. Of course, and a hot prospect for this summer is 28-year-old centre-back David Alaba. Of course, rated around about £50 million. But I think he's going to make a move for free. I think his contract is expired at the end of the season at Bayern Munich. Of course, leaving from the current, of course, Champions League winners. But could he go to Spain? Could he go to the Premier League? It's exciting. I think the rumour has it is Real Madrid are sniffing. Of course, he's played for his country 77 times already. He's only 28, still got a good about 5 or 6 years of international football ahead of him. Very, very good player, and of course rated at a cool £50 million. Probably one of the most expensive centre backs at the tournament this summer. And then we go to where are we going here? Where is this? We're off to North Macedonia. That is right. This is over in Group C now. Of course, Austria also added Group C, and we're joined by Elif Elmas, who is a £16 million rated North Macedonia. He plays an attacking midfield, and he's also on the books of Napoli. Of course, he's got himself an Italian Cup to his name, and of course, he will be the most expensive player for North Macedonia. But of course, all focus and a lot of reliability will land on Goran Pandev's shoulders. Of course, the veteran striker, 37 years of age, but of course, he would be going for peanuts at these days and age. But of course, Elif Elmas is your main man, your most expensive guy coming out of course, North Macedonia, and that is out in Group C. Moving over, also in Group C is the Dutch, and they have got a lot of quality players, of course. Virgil van Dijk, of course, very, very important to the party, but apparently, according to transfermarkt.co.uk, Frankie de Jong is your most expensive Dutchie. Of course, on the books of Barcelona these days, he plays in midfield, and he's, of course, a Dutch winner with, of course, Ajax, and he's also now on the books of Barcelona. Rated around about £72 million, 24 caps to his name, only 23 years of age, Frankie de Jong. There is a bit of a golden generation here with the Dutch. They've just got to get their management right, I think, before they can start to really push, knock on the doors for the Euro honours. So Frankie de Jong is your most expensive Dutchie, and then we go to, of course, where are we going here? We're going off to the Ukraine, that's right, and we're joined by Dynamo Kiev's right winger. Of course, it goes by the name of Viktor Tershankov. He's 23 years of age, and he's valued around about £21 million. Of course, Dynamo Kiev's attacking wonder. Of course, played for his country 24 times as of recording, 5 goals already. Will he go to the Euros? That's the question. I think he should be in the squad. Of course, he's the most expensive player coming out of the books of Ukraine, so he should be in it. It would be a mistake otherwise. Then, of course, we're joined by, as we go into Group D, we go over to England, and we're, of course, joined by Harry Kane. There is some murmurs around his future at Tottenham Hotspur, of course, valued around £108 million. Of course, a lot of Premier League clubs will be looking for a new striker. Of course, Aguero's, of course, just decided to move on after the summer. What about Manchester United? They need a striker. What about where else could Harry Kane go? Could he go abroad? He scored 33 goals. That's an incredible tally on 52 games for England. Poland. He's 27 years of age. Kind of at his peak right here, right now. Of course, the next 3 to 4 years, we should see him, of course, be at the tip of the top. Also scored 17 goals this season. £108 million rated. Harry Kane, where will he go in the summer? But of course, he will, of course, injury permitting, of course, go to the Euros. Of course, how about the Group D opposition? Croatia, of course, they've got matey boy in the middle of the park. What's his name? I can't remember. The legend in there who used to play for Spurs. He's out my head. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, of course, the main man, the most expensive player for Croatia these days is Mateo Kovacic. He's actually on the books of Chelsea, of course, defensive midfielder or central midfielder, whatever you want to call it. 26 years of age. He's got a good hold. 6 to 8 years of football up ahead of him. Top football, of course, rated about £40 million as well. He is the most expensive player on the books, or possibly for selection for, of course, Croatia for the Euros. Will he go off? I'm pretty sure he will be there. Of course, alongside them in the Group D is, of course, Scotland, and of course they are led quite comfortably at the back by their captain, and he's 27-year-old left back in the change room. No, it's not. It's Andrew Robertson, of course, on the books of Liverpool, of course, formerly of Hull. Where else did he play? He also played out in, of course, Dundee United back in the day. Wow. But of course, Premier League winner, Champions League winner, of course, rated at £63 million. Of course, left back's a good position for Scotland. They've got two really strong left back contenders, unfortunately, for Kieran Tierney. Andrew Robertson just gets the nod. Well, gets the nod quite comfortably. But if Robertson was out, or if they could put him somewhere else, they would have a decent understudy in Kieran Tierney. But Andrew Robertson is your main man for Scotland, £63 million rated, and he is going to be representing Scotland out in Group D. Also in Group D is the Czech Republic, that's right, and they're led by Premier League sensation right now, Thomas Sucic. Apparently he's a defensive midfielder. I just call him box-to-box midfield. Scores goals as well this season, quite a lot for West Ham. He's played for his country 33 times, 26 years of age, valued at a cool £36 million. He is the most valuable player out of the Czech Republic at the moment, and I'll be looking forward to see him rip it up in the Euros. That's, of course, Czech Republic's Thomas Sucic. And then we go to Spain. Of course, this was a controversial one. I'm going to go with Marcus Llorente. That's right. He's a midfielder for, of course, Atletico Madrid, the table toppers as of recording. He's 26 years of age, and of course played for his country just three times. Of course, you could say Ansu Fati, but I'm not too sure if he's going to be at the Euros. So he's got a bit of an injury crisis at the moment, and he's a young gun, but he was technically the most valuable Spaniard. And again, I'm not too sure if he will go. Regardless of that, Atletico Madrid's Marcos Llorente is a decent player. Again, just 3 caps. I don't know why he's not getting the preferred game time, but he is, of course, at the top of the table for, of course, Atletico Madrid as of recording. So Marcos Llorente, the most valuable Spaniard, over in, of course, in Euros. And, of course, heading over to Poland we go, and, of course, it is him. It is the legend. That is Robert Lewandowski, of course, out injured in this international break. I'm recording this, and, of course, as we edge into, of course, April, he'll be out for the next 3 to 4 weeks, but he should be fit and ready to go for the Euros. Of course, playing on the books for Bayern these days, 32 years of age. He will be 33 come the start of the new season. £54 million rated. They don't come cheap. He's actually scored 66 goals in 118 games for, of course, Poland. But of course, he scored 35 goals in 25 games for his club, Bayern. Of course, that's a record that can't be. You can't ignore that. So he's a quality player still at this stage, and I think Bayern will they'll have a problem replacing him if he decides to hang up his boots or move on. But anyway, Robert Lewandowski, the most valuable player for Poland. And then we go to Sweden. Of course, I did talk about him at the top of the hour. Of course, Zlatan will be back, but of course he's not the player of yesteryear, but he's still a handy little player. But the main man, the most valuable man, will be Dejan Kulusevski, of course, just 20 years of age. That's right, on the books of Juventus. Of course, he plays at the right-hand side of attack. He's valued a cool £40 million. He's only played for his country 10 times, but he's still a youngster, and he's got 1 goal already. Of course, scored a couple of goals already for Juventus this season, playing 20-odd games for them as well as they try to get into the Champions League. But Dejan Kulusevski is your top Swede at the moment, and they've still got a handy bunch of players as well. As we go down to Slovakia, we are joined by, of course, Inter Milan's centre-back, Maestro, Guru, just youngster as well, 26 years of age, still plenty of football up ahead for him, of course, so hopefully to many titles along the way. Of course, Milan Skriniar is the main man, valued at around about £49 million. He joined the club back in 2017. He's got a contract all the way to 2023. Scored 3 goals as well from the back for them for his club. He's actually got 2 goals for his country after 39 appearances. Milan Skriniar, the most valuable Slovakian, and he should be at the Euros. Let's go to Hungary now. This is over in Group F, and we're joined by Dominik Szoboszlai. Of course, he is a young babyface assassin. Scored pretty boy as well. Look at him. Look at that face of that guy. He's just 20 years of age. He plays on the left-hand side of midfield. Just joined the club of Leipzig this January, of course, valued at a cool £22 million for Leipzig. Left-sided midfielder, 12 games already, 3 goals for his country at 20. He's already got 4 goals already for Bundesliga's RB Leipzig after 12 matches as well. So an exciting future for Dominik Szoboszlai. Of course, a good venue as well for his career to prosper right here, right now. So RB Leipzig should have a handy little player on their hands. Meanwhile, over in, of course, Leipzig are out in the Bundesliga. The key man for Germany this coming Euros, the most expensive player out in Group F as well for them will be Joshua Kimmich, of course. That's right, he's a defensive midfielder on the books of Bayern. Again, 26 years of age, a youngster as well. Still got a whole bunch of football. Played for his country 52 times already, 3 goals as well, and also doing okay for his club as well with 10 assists in 90 matches. Valued at £81 million. Joshua Kimmich is your main man for Germany. What about Portugal? Of course, all attention is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a key figure, but he's not the most valuable. The most valuable title goes to Manchester United's attacking midfielder Bruno Fernandes, of course, just 26 years of age, only 25 caps to his name, which is quite a surprise for a man of his calibre. 2 goals to his name, so hopefully he can get some more numbers on that. Joined the club back, of course, in January 2020. Got a contract all the way to 2025. Already got 16 goals this season for United after 29 games. But again, key man, most expensive player on the books for Portugal these days. I think we're going to wrap it all up with, of course, the World Cup winners. Could they do the double? Of course, but they'll be relying on their main man and probably the most expensive player in the whole tournament. It is out of Group F as well. Kylian Mbappe from France, just 22 years of age. He seems like he's been here for absolutely donkey's years. Of course, played 41 times already for his country, La France. He's got 16 goals as well. Contract does expire next summer, so a bit of a panic station for PSG next year. Got 20 goals already for the calendar year as well, or the season for PSG out of 25 matches as well. So Kylian Mbappe should make the Euros as well for La France. But that, my friends, is it. You've witnessed 24 of the most expensive players that will be playing in the Euros, should it all go well to them, of course, without any injuries, without any major incidents, of course. So I am excited to see those guys in action. However, the next time you see me in this jet set lifestyle, we'll take a look at the best wonder kids that could be at the Euros this coming summer. I look forward to that. Hopefully you do too. Until then, though, make sure you give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, and we'll do it all again very soon. Until then, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time for some more Euro 2020 action.